Okay, so today we're going to try to do an activation using this little Bluetooth NFC adapter to speak to Belimo's thermal energy meter that is CSA 900 Measurement Canada certified. So we can do it with an NFC based phone, or we can use this little interface. The interface allows us to work at a little bit greater distance, but it accomplishes the same task.
So just to talk about what Rick is talking about is if you have NFC on your phone and if you have an OtterBox, it may not, when you take and touch it just to the valve, may not communicate.
Right.
Or the meter in this case. So what he's referring to is the Bluetooth on his phone is going to connect to the Bluetooth in this and then use NFC to talk to the valve.
Correct. So when it establishes a connection, it's going to light up the center and it's asking me to hold the phone, but we've got the Bluetooth adapter there. So now it's reading the meter and then we'll display the information in the meter here on the phone. Now I could use an iPad or I could use any kind of wireless kind of phone type device to do this. So it's just going to finish doing its scanning and then we'll see what it says, the type of device it is and what it's up. So here we go. So it tells you it's a thermal energy meter. It tells you the serial number of the meter. Device location we haven't set yet. It has the ability to do heating or cooling. It'll give us total volume. It tells us it's got two sensors and what the temperatures that the sensors are currently reading. But we need to parameterize or activate this device to tell it, is it a meter that's in a supply line or is it a meter that's in a return line? That helps the sensors know how to manage the temperature difference. So right now we're just reading the device. We haven't activated it. So the little magic wand on the bottom of the screen goes to a different menu that allows for this little piece here called meter activation. So in order to be able to activate a thermal energy meter from Belimo, you need to have a Belimo cloud account and you need to have done the 20-minute training course that you can access through our Belimo website. When you complete that course, it will update your Belimo cloud account so that you can use this tool called Belimo Assistant to do the activation. So we'll start the activation now. So it's going to ask us these three simple questions. What is the application? And when you press the button, it gives you choices. So heating, cooling, or heating and cooling, because we don't know what your application is. You know what your application is. In this case, heating is right. So we'll click done and leave that as heating. We did want to make sure in this live fire unit to make sure, was it supply or return? We think supply is what Cody told me it is supply.
So we're on the supply side of our Sunamp PCM battery. So spoiler alert, we're testing a PCM battery. So the sensor is on there, the meter is on the supply. And here we have an immersion return sensor that was provided by Belimo.
Okay, so we've got it supply and we'll leave it as that. We want to look at the units of measure. Let me just press that properly here.
This is where your screen starts to fight you.
Yes. So only two options, System International or US, so Imperial. So we'll prick that. So now all the values, flow will be in GPM, energy will be in BTUs per hour, temperatures will be in Fahrenheit. So temperature differences and individual temperature measurements. So now it's going to ask us, okay, are those the parameters you want? Yes, you'll get a next screen to check that what you did, so we'll hit continue. Okay, so these are the things we put in. It's heating, it's in supply, it's going to work on Imperial units. The cold register, because it's only heating, is not going to be active, so it's not going to record data there. The activation date of today, the activation time. Now, the important thing down here is this little disclaimer. I am aware that the activation is final. So that's why we have training units and training to do with you on a meter.
So just to point out, this is a standalone training unit that we did all the activation and practice on this with two other people from Belimo. Say hello. Hi.
Okay, so it's important for the contractor to know that this is irreversible. There's no secret Belimo master code or Harry Potter magic wand to kind of reverse this. There isn't a spell. Okay, so in typical Belimo terms, when we are going to parameterize or configure something, we use this term write. So we're going to write the information that we loaded into the app. Now it's communicating via Bluetooth through that gateway into the device and configuring those parameters as we decided them.
So really important while it's doing it, we don't touch it. Don't move that off.
No.
That's what's doing the communicating through NFC.
Okay, so now it's told us that it has sent the information, but we need to do a validation piece. So on the screen here, we have a little display because it's a certified meter, and it's going to scroll through the parameters that we set. So the date, the time, that'll tell you that the cold register is off, tells you it's on supply. Great, those are all good. So the little arrow button here, we're going to press and hold that for 2 seconds, and watch the little lock in the bottom corner here will change. So now you see the screen says that it has been set. So those parameters are set.